Thru hike. Still scheduled for March 11th, Sunday, March 11th, 2012. And I'm going on my first Shakedown hike tomorrow morning. I'm going to hike all day, then I'm going to spend the night in Shelby Forest State Park. It's supposed to rain, so I was kind of bummed about that, but also I'm glad that maybe I can get some kinks worked out, because I'm sure I'm going to be in the rain several nights on this trip. But well, let's get started real quick. My pack is the Osprey Exos 46. It's the large size, which is actually a 49 liter. And I think that's 3,000 cubic inches. I'm not exactly sure. I think that's what it was. And there's lighter packs out there, but this pack fit me so well. From the moment I put it on, I knew that was the pack I was going to buy. It just fits my torso. I could go into this. I could do a review on this all by itself, but for time's sake, I won't. I'm going to use, instead of a pack cover, I'm going to use the trash compactor bags, and I'm just going to use one for the interior, and then I've also bought some Nick Wax UV proof. It's actually waterproof too, that I'm going to spray on there and help it repel a little water. But I know there's lighter packs. I will say one other thing. There's lighter packs out there. The ULAs, some of those are lighter, and the Granite Gear and things like that. But I couldn't. My local outfitter had that pack, and I tried it on. The other things I didn't want to try over the internet. Some things, some shirts and things I could try and send back, and I guess I could have, but I just wanted to have that, in person. So it really fits me well. My tent is the Big Agnes Fly Creek UL2. I did just a quick little review the other day when I got that. Love that tent. It's lightweight, and I took the poles and the stakes out of it so I can give it a little different configuration in my pack. It was limiting me how I could pack it with the poles inside that stuff sack, so I changed it up a little bit. Great tent. My sleeping bag inside the Sea to Summit event stuff sack. It's a dry sack that is a Western Mountaineering Summer Light. It's a 32-degree bag, 1 pound, 5 ounces. And it's a great bag. You can just smell the quality coming off of it. And when I picked it up, it felt strange. It's so light. Even inside this stuff sack, the stuff sack here, this Events, I think it's only 2.5 ounces, the sack itself, but even in there, I don't know, it just felt weird picking it up, something that big felt that light. But it's a 32-degree bag, and my thinking is that everything I've read from Western Mountaineering, that their temperature rating is very conservative. So I know some companies will skimp on their degree rating, but so I'm going with that bag, so I don't have to buy a winter bag and a summer bag. And I went ahead and bought the Thermalite Reactor sleeping bag liner, and it says, it's advertised that it'll help lower your bag rating by 10 degrees. I think 10 or 12 degrees, so we'll see on that. And I also got the Thermarest. This is the new Thermarest Neo Air, but it's the Z Light. It is the mummy shape. They've shaved 2 ounces off of it. This only weighs 12 ounces now, and it's the full size. So it's 72 inches by 20 inches, which I'm a big guy. I slept on it the other night for a little bit, took a little nap in it, and I don't know about the 20 inches. I'm kind of a big guy, so we'll see about that. And by the way, this is just everything I'm starting out with. This is my first Shakedown. I'm sure things will change as we go. Everything I've read and seen and heard, that everything changes when you get out on the trail. But this is just what I'm starting with. I'm by no means an expert. I'm a novice at thru hiking because this is my first one. So help me out with some tips if you're nice about it and cool. I welcome any tips on what to take, what not to take. But here's my water filter. It's the Platypus Gravity Works. It advertised coming in, it's had a little mesh stuff sack at 12 ounces, and the tubes were so long, I cut them down. I think I've got this thing about 9 ounces. Now I don't have a digital scale, but I cut off quite a bit of tube from each, from the clean bag and the dirty bag. If you hadn't seen that, man, look on YouTube. It's really cool, and I think it's going to be helpful in camp for washing some socks out and having plenty of water to instead of having to pump something. And just as a backup, I do have some Aquamira tablets. I don't have the drops, but and everything I've seen on the trail, most people have the drops, but that's what I'm going to start with. So, into my clothing. Here's my camp clothing. I've got a Patagonia, and I love the Patagonia stuff. You'll see a lot of Patagonia stuff here because it fits me well. It's quality stuff, and they stand behind it. So I got this Patagonia Nano Puff hoodie, 14 ounces. It's synthetic. It's super warm. I wore it the other day on a 40-degree day, and it was windy. It was a cold wind, and it was kind of damp. And I had just a T-shirt underneath it, and I was very warm. And it packs down. Another cool thing, it packs down. You can't see it on the inside here. It packs down into its own pocket, and that's what I'm also going to use on not super cold nights if I don't have to sleep in it as a pillow in my bag. So it will serve a couple purposes. And then my sleepwear, I've got Patagonia Capilane 3 zip long sleeve and Cap 3 long underwear. I've got some Smart Wool compression socks. Everything I've read that's where your feet swell, and a couple of guys I saw in a magazine said it really helped them, so I'm going to try them anyway instead of just having the normal sock liners. I'd probably wear in camp when it's cold 2 pair of socks anyway, so I have the compression socks, and I just got these Wigwam. They're a little bit heavier weight wool sock for camp. I got those. And by the way, for my camp shoes, I didn't go with the Crocs. I'm sorry. I know everybody wears them and they're great and all. And I had a pair 10 years ago and didn't really like them then. And I know everybody complains about it but still wears them. Well, I'm going to be a little different. I got a pair of Sanooks. And they're just as light as the Crocs. And I got them on sale at my outfitter at the outlet store. So I didn't pay full price for them. They're like 60, 70 bucks, I think, new. And I got them for half price. And it's a fabric here. It's lightweight. And I got them wet the other night just to see. And they dry pretty quick. A couple hours they dried anyway. So that's what I'm going to go with. And plus they're kind of funky, which is cool. So I dig that. And then my clothes bag, I got a 15 liter dry sack to put my clothes in. Got it on sale at REI. So that's my camp clothes. My hiking clothes, other than what I'm going to wear, I'll show you that in a little bit. But I've got a Patagonia R1 fleece, and this thing is really warm. It's great. It's got some waffle material. I don't know if you can see it in the thing, but it's really warm, and it's got a chest pocket that's got a little mesh liner in there, so it acts as a little vent as well, in addition to if you didn't want to unzip your zipper there. And I'm sorry I got a runny nose, but it's been cold here. And my hiking clothes, I've got a Cap 3 shirt, another long sleeve zip, and then I've got a pair of Cap 2 long underwear, because I don't know if I'll need this. I have a bad feeling I have too many clothes, and maybe some of you can tell me if I do, but I just want to have enough the first month or so. I'm starting March 11th, and every video I've seen just about there's snow somewhere and cold, and I just don't want to be cold. I need every advantage I can get, and I'll surely send some of this stuff home as soon as I get out of that danger, if I get out of the Smokies or wherever. And then hiking, also I'll just have the standard Smart Wool liners and the Smart Wool socks. And I may end up just going to the socks. A lot of people that I've seen have started out with this and then ditched the liners. One guy I saw, that's all he hikes in is the liners, but he hikes in a trail running shoe. So we'll see about that. And then So that's my hiking clothes other than